Well, good evening, folks. Here we are live once again. At least I think we're live. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. I'm Mobile Geezer. If you're on YouTube watching me, you know that. But I also simulcast on X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook. So you can watch on any of the three every Friday night. We get together here and talk about some of the tech stories from last Friday to this Friday. Now, usually when there's a big event happening sometime during the week, I make that one of my first or second lead stories. And this week, nothing earth shaking. So I just have some stories that I thought might interest you guys. So if you're new here, please type something in the comments to say hello, tell us where you're from, and glad to have you here. So as I do every week, I'm going to show you where the show notes are on my webpage. We'll share that. So if we go to mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, you click on today's date, you'll get just the stories for tonight's show. And as I do every week while we're here, I give you a little preview of what we're going to talk about tonight. I have not heard from Ted, so I don't know if he'll be joining us. Always very good when he does. Of course, if some miracle happens and Will joins us, that would be great. And of course, we know Mike is out door dashing. So here's the stories we're going to go over tonight. Nothing released 2 new sets of earbuds this week. The cheaper pair are the ones that seem to be the most fascinating. They're under $100. So we'll go over that. I just said nothing released 2 new earbuds. The Ear A, and that's the one this review is going to be dealing with. And I've got that on Tech Radar. And the lady who did the review has a very high opinion of them. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to end up getting these earbuds. So that would be story number one. Now, the one kind of heavy duty story that occurred this week, you've got 28 Google employees that got fired yesterday. And in my opinion, deservedly so. So they were doing a sit-in in New York and California in Google's buildings, and they ended up getting fired for it. So we'll go over that story. I've got that on The Verge. Then Meta finally came up with their own Meta AI, and they'll be putting that on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Messenger. And looks like they want to go head to head up against ChatGPT. So we'll take a look at that story. And the iPhone, I think late last year, they took over the #1 seller of phones in the world, where they have lost that back to Samsung just barely. So we'll go over that story and take a look at some of these sales. And then Boston Dynamics, whose big name robot was Atlas, well, they've come up with a new all-electric Atlas. And this writer from Tech Radar is pretty impressed with it. And there's a very, very short, I think 29-second video we'll take a look at. And then the final story will be, you know that the S24 series has the Galaxy AI, and they're pretty good. And that did come finally to the Galaxy S23. I have on the S23 Ultra, but now they're going to be giving it to devices from 2 years ago. So the S22 series and others. So I thought that was pretty good. So those are the 6 stories that we will go over tonight. And let me stop screen just for a moment. First one in here tonight was Eleanor. She was in here more than an hour ago. So she just said hi to everyone. And then more than a half an hour ago, Brian came in, as he always does. So those are two of our most faithful subscribers who are pretty much here every week. So other than that, nothing else in the comments as yet. If Ted joins us, I will certainly let you know. And we will start going over some of these stories. So let me go back to the show notes. Okay. This one. All right, so we're going to start with the Nothing earbuds. I just said Nothing released two new earbuds. The Ear A just might be an affordable hit. Like I said, that's on Tech Radar. And this lady who wrote the article has a very high opinion of them. It's kind of a long article, but she goes into it very, very well. Nothing Ear A review. Mellow yellow earbuds to herald Nothing's purple patch. Best buds for $99. And that's by Becky Scarrett, published 2 days ago. And I think they just came out 2 days ago. So let's go into review, get rid of some of these ads. These do sound like pretty, really good earbuds for the price. So Tech Radar verdict. Nothing's top-tier sound profiles are absent in the Ear A, as is wireless charging and the ceramic driver you get in the company's more expensive Ear proposition. Yes, the names are confusing, I agree. But that's where virtually all of our criticism ends, because for their humble two-figure price tag, CallPay Startup has come into its own and hit a resounding home run here. And the other quick videos and articles I saw about these, everybody seems to think these are pretty special for $99. The feature set: more meaningful noise cancellation, superb sound quality for the level, comfort, and longer battery life, and Nothing's joint fourth stab at true wireless earbuds are spot on. Congratulations, Nothing. The Ear A are a surefire hit. So I don't see how I can resist these. So I'll probably be ordering them over the weekend. We'll see. Pros: fun, zealous, expansive sound. Vastly improved active noise cancellation. So she raves about that. A small, more pocketable case. Cons: no wireless charging support, no flagship sound profile curation. But still, the sound, I gather, is pretty spectacular. So, Nothing Ear A. This is the 2-minute review. When it comes to Nothing's earbuds output, it's hard to stop oneself from playing a game of spot the difference. That's quite a fun game here, though, since almost all of the differences are vast improvements over anything Nothing has achieved before. All these incremental gains become especially impressive once you consider that this entry-level option from Nothing comes at $50 cheaper than the company's last effort, which is great, I think. For the money, these are some of the best noise-canceling earbuds of the year thus far. Their closest rival, that would be Sony's class-leading WFC 700N. While there's no 360 reality audio support in the Ear A, and a few Sony-specific features are, of course, off the menu, and everybody knows Sony's usually in their class by themselves. The Nothing earbuds look more premium and feel more foxy. I never heard it expressed like more foxy, but okay. Their noise cancellation is a touch more robust, and the sound is every bit as energetic, detailed, and zealous, and dare we say it, a tad more expansive to boot. So she's very pleased with these. Did I mention that the battery life is also impressive, although admittedly it's a lot better without the superb ANC processing deployed. Superb ANC, she said. I have to admit that the Nothing Ear A performed far more admirably than I anticipated. Yeah, who anticipates $99 earbuds to be this good? Well, I gather they are. I enjoyed them more and more as the listening test cruised by. Gone is the fidget spinner case idea. My review sample might be a fun English mustard yellow hue, but the ear A is serious about bringing you music. Proof that Call Pay's 2020 startup finally hit its purple patch. The sound is incrementally better than the Nothing Ear 2. That's saying something. Better than the one that costs more. And it's backed up by a Nothing X app that's easier to navigate and offers plenty of scope for tweaking things to your liking, including via the newer pinch control stems. Now, I have two sets of Nothing, the very cheap stick and OnePlus Buds 2, but in both cases, I didn't even know about the Nothing X app, so I'm going to have to probably try that. So let me continue on. Okay, let's get that moniker out of the way, shall we? I advise you to view Nothing's naming structure with a simple shrug and the raise of an eyebrow, but I'll try to explain it succinctly. Ear A, pardon me, is the model you're reading about now. Nothing's 2024 entry-level offering released in conjunction with the more expensive by $50 ear. So they released the ear and the ear A same day. And it sounds like the ear A may be the better of the two. Nothing tells me that the ear A is effectively the upgrade for the ear stick, which is what I have. That's the cheap version. And believe me, the ear stick is okay, but it's very, very, very basic. And I got them free when I ordered maybe when I ordered the Open. While the ear is the upgrade on the ear 2, good intel, but I'd say it does Nothing's newest entry-level earbuds a disservice because the ear A are streets ahead of the ear stick in every regard. Yeah, I gather they're way better. And the stick, like I said, it's okay, but they're very, very uh, low. You can't get the volume up in them hardly at all. And believe me, I've tried. So, uh, both the Ear A and Ear were unveiled simultaneously in April 2024, I believe 2 days ago. They, they supersede the inaugural July 2021 Nothing Ear 1, the October 2022 Nothing Ear Stick, which is what I have, one of the two that I have, and the March 2023 Nothing Ear 2. So aside from a few minor upgrades, including a Nothing Ear 1 Black Edition, which fared much better than the troublesome originals here. Nobody seems to like the original ones when they came out very much. The Ear A can also be considered the company's joint fourth Nothing branded release. So they seem to do better with every single release, which is great. That is, if we're not counting the super cheap CMF by Nothing, that's the real cheap brand, and I don't think they're even being considered, which arrived barely a month before the model we're reviewing here. Got it? Well done. You're doing great, by the way. If you take nothing else away from this Nothing Ear A review, know that at $99, you'll not be disappointed with these lovely little yellow earbuds. And they do come in a couple of other colors. Here she's holding Nothing Ear A on the left and Ear 2 on the right. So these are the two new ones. Yes, there are key differences. Price and release date. If the price above made you think, hang on, isn't that less than the older Ear 2? Well done for paying attention. The Nothing Ear A are priced to sell. As sure as eggs sell, they will. The Ear A earbuds come in three colorways, a warm yellow alongside the more ubiquitous shiny black or white finishes. Yeah, I'm going to get the yellow if I can. Why go with yellow? It's a primary color, which Nothing says aligns with its stripped back, transparent, whenever possible design language, as the stems still feature see-through plastic too. And you can see that here. I do. You can see it. You can still see the see-through right here. At this level, the Ear A's closest competition, aside from Sony's WFC 700N, is perhaps the slightly more expensive Sony Link Buds S. I remember when they came out, a lot of people raved about those. Because remember, the class-leading Technics EAHAZ80 come in at $299. Yes, so this is a way better price. And Apple's AirPods Pro 2 retail for $249. Of course, that's hardly a fair comparison since these two options offer premium perks, including triple device connectivity techniques and remarkably accurate head track spatial audio from an iOS device. That's the Apple ones. That said, Nothing's relatively humble asking price is tempting, particularly when you consider the expressive sound quality and solid noise mixing they can serve up. So again, she's raving about the sound here. All right, there's the specs. Of course, if you want to jump into this, you can go over to Tech Radar and check this out. It's got, I guess this is the Nothing X app. It has an equalizer. So it's got Bluetooth 5.3 with LDAC support, greatly improved active noise canceling, pinch to speak chat GPT integration coming with Nothing phones. The nominal price of these earbuds is listed above, so I won't keep banging on about it. But if you want listening gear that does the basics, good sound, great noise, get that great noise cancellation, clear calls, easy comfort, a bit of EQ wizardry, and reliable on-ear controls, and does them very well indeed, these are that gear. So hardly anything but good things to say about these. Also, they're a bit of a conversation starter if you want that miles away from the black and gray pebble-like options often seen at their level. Want something better than the basics? Well, Nothing's got an ace up its sleeve here too. Although I was unable to test it in my not yet public version of the Nothing X app, rollout will be gradual across Phone 2, followed by Phone 1 and Phone 2A. I have the Phone 2, so I should be getting that. For the Nothing Ear and Ear A in the weeks after April 18th, so I guess next week, the week after, we'll be getting upgrades to these phones. Nothing tells me it has integrated both Nothing earbuds and Nothing OS with ChatGPT to offer users instant access to the chatbot directly from its devices. So that's interesting. What this means is that users with the latest Nothing OS and ChatGPT installed on their Nothing phones should soon be able to pinch to speak to the popular consumer AI tool. So I guess I'm going to have to install ChatGPT because I've never installed it on any phone. Directly from these entry-level A earbuds, however comfortable you feel with AI, it certainly adds value at the level. So I'll be looking for that upgrade or update. Back to the Ear A specifically, and call handling is far better this time around, with recipients telling me my voice was unusually clear, which is awesome for $99, which checks out when you see that the clear voice technology has been upped from version 2.0 in the Ear 2 or 1.0 with bass lock software in the Ear Stick to 3.0 here. So I gather that's why it sounds so good. You're getting Bluetooth version 5.3 and LDAC support for high-res audio. The Sony developed codec that lets you stream high-resolution audio up to 32-bit 96 kilohertz over Bluetooth at 990 kbps if your device supports it. And the file is up to scratch, which is a valuable inclusion at this level. There's no onboard spatial audio wizardry, and you don't get the Ear 2 splendid personalized hearing test. However, you do get in-ear detection to pause music when they're out and resume it when they're in, which is good, especially for that price. A low-lag toggle for gaming, issue-free multi-point to 2 devices, which is good, an ear tip fit test, and find my earbuds feature, which issues a rattlesnake style sound from whichever bud you're trying to locate. So sounds pretty good for cheap buds. Now the noise cancellation. After deploying ANC rather than transparency or off, you can select from the high, mid, low, and adaptive profiles. High is very good. The hairdryer we use in our meticulous and methodical testing was largely nixed. So I guess they have a hairdryer going in the background to test the active noise cancellation. I can see why it drops the battery life from 9.5 hours without ANC to 5.5 with it. But when the near bubble of silence outcome is this good, it's a hit I'm willing to take. The quoted improvement is 45 decibels over 40 decibels of ambient noise mixing. And if that's hard to quantify, let me tell you that when I sat down to do some work at home wearing ear A with ANC on high, I didn't realize the oven extractor fan was on while the half was making breakfast. But as soon as I switched to ear 2, it became perceptible. So again, the A sounds like the better ones, even though they're the cheaper ones. Heading over to the transparency option, this is signified by a woman exhaling, which is fun. Although there's no slider to tweak that level of ambient sound you're letting in, to tweak the level of ambient sound you're letting in. It's perfectly acceptable and means voices can be heard without removing the ear A. The Nothing X app takes the reins, and it too is much improved, never faltering and always serving me what I need without going around the houses to get there. The EQ tab is essentially a 3-band offering presented in what I like to call a splodge. I never heard that word. Rather than sliders for each. Think Nora True Pro's visual depictions rather than a mixing desk. With 4 presets for more bass, more treble, voice focus, or a balanced sound. Okay, so I guess you don't have sliders. But of course, you can create your own. That's good. It's not the most fully feature offering Nothing has in its arsenal. For that, you'd have to opt for the Nothing Ear, but it certainly works. Anything missing where it should be? Nothing. No, sir. She's very, very pleased with these. Sound quality. If you read the star rating at the top of this review and come this far, thank you for sticking with me. It will come as no surprise to learn that the Ear A doesn't lack in the sonic department. Those with the Sony smartphone, I use the Sony Xperia 1.4, will find LDAC codec files are delivered with expanse and pinpoint accuracy when it comes to the placement of each sonic article. In Aerosmith's Going Down, Love in an Elevator, a shaker sits comfortably in the well. Oh, so you can hear a shaker well, that's pretty good. In the well of my right ear as backing vocals come in through the left. When the heavily processed Going Down vocal bridge sweeps across the soundstage like a freight train, it grazes the back of my brain en route. So she was very pleased with the sound. Even when I stream lossy Spotify tracks or much better Apple Music songs, the Nothing Ear A buds handle them admirably with ample texture and space around Elton John's Rocket Man vocal, I know that one well, in a cohesive mix that brings forward the synths and bass plucks of other earbuds at this price can't reach. Pardon me. For dynamic build and nuance, the Nothing Ear A are best described as meaty and arresting. It's not that they lack refinement exactly, just that they prioritize fun and energy over that integrated hi-fi listen some might prefer. I probably would go that route also. For me, there's so much here to celebrate sonically that I cannot pick fault. No, they're not better than something at nearly 3 times the price, such as the Technics EAH AZ80, for example. But for the money, Nothing has tweaked its recipe to near perfection here. So hard to come up with higher ranking than this. So I'm not going to go all through the rest of it. As you can see, very high opinion here. I'll be picking these up and I'll let you know what I think of them when I get them. So it's the Nothing Ear A, even though they're the cheaper of the two uh, revealed this week, 99 bucks. I'd say that's the one to pick up. That's my guess. So wanted to go over that because it sounded like something we might all be interested in for that price. So let me get out of here, see if there's anything new in the comments. Okay, no, nothing new in the comments, and Ted has not come in. Let me get a shot of my Sprite. Now you can't see the label because it's green, and my green screen is behind me, so you're seeing through the bottle. Okay, on to our second story, which to me is kind of the heavy-duty story of the week. So, 28 Googlers get the boot due to sit-in protests. I pulled this up from The Verge, and this just happened yesterday. Google fires 28 employees after sit-in protests over Israel cloud contract. In an internal memo, Google warns that if you're one of the few who are tempted to think we're going to overlook conduct that violates our policies, think again. And this was by Alex Heath, written 2 days ago. So I guess they got fired Wednesday. So let's drop this into reader view. It's like these people forget. Google is a business, one of the biggest businesses on earth. So I don't understand. But Google fired 28 employees in connection with sit-in protests at 2 of its offices this week, according to an internal memo obtained by The Verge. These firings come after 9 employees were suspended and then arrested in New York and California on Tuesday. The fired employees were involved in protesting Google's involvement in Project Nimbus, a $1.2 billion Israeli government cloud contract that also includes Amazon. Some of them occupied the office of Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian until they were forcibly removed by law enforcement. Yeah, I think they stayed there like 24 hours, or they let them stay there 24 hours. Last month, Google fired another employee for protesting the contract during a company presentation in Israel. Yeah, I mean, you're talking $1.2 billion. These people are in business to make money. So it's very stupid to me. In a memo sent to all employees on Wednesday, Chris Rakow, Google's head of global security, said that behavior like this has no place in our workplace and we will not tolerate it. I couldn't agree more. You can read the full memo at the bottom of this story, which we will. He also warned that the company would take more action if needed. The overwhelming majority of our employees do the right thing. If you're one of the few who are tempted to think we're going to overlook conduct that violates our policies, think again. The company takes this extremely seriously, and we will continue to apply our longstanding policies to take action against disrupted behavior up to and including termination. In a response statement, the No Tech for Apartheid group behind the protests called Google's firings a flagrant act of retaliation. I'd say a very well-deserved act of retaliation, just my opinion. In the 3 years that we have been organizing against Project Nimbus, we have yet to hear from a single executive about our concerns, the group wrote in a post on Medium. Google workers have the right to peacefully protest about terms and conditions of our labor. Those firings were clearly retaliatory. Yes, I agree. They have the right to peacefully protest, but not to just take over offices. So that's where I think they went wrong. So here's the full statement. Googlers, you may have seen reports of protests at some of our offices yesterday. Unfortunately, a number of employees brought the event into our buildings in New York and Sunnyvale. They took over office spaces, defaced our property. Oh, they didn't mention that. And physically impeded the work of other Googlers. Their behavior was unacceptable, extremely disruptive, and made co-workers feel threatened. We placed employees involved under investigation and cut their access to our systems. Those who refused to leave were arrested by law enforcement and removed from our offices. Following investigation today, we terminated the employment of 28 employees found to be involved. We will continue to investigate and take action as needed. Behavior like this has no place in our workplace, and we will not tolerate it. It clearly violates multiple policies that all employees must adhere to, including our code of conduct and policy on harassment, discrimination, retaliation, standards of contact, and workplace concerns. We are a place of business, and every Googler is expected to read our policies and apply them to how they conduct themselves and communicate in our workplace. The overwhelming majority of our employees do the right thing. If you're one of the few who are tempted, well, we already read that earlier. You should expect to hear more from leaders about standards of behavior and discourse in the workplace. So, one of those times I actually agree 100% with what Google did here. So, just my opinion. So, just thought it was a pretty heavy story. And yeah, they have a right to protest, but they don't have a right to just take over offices and deface them. So, I think that's what led to their getting arrested. Oh, and I gather they were asked to leave and they refused to leave. So, okay. Let's see. Netlian, glad you're here. They most likely had some understanding of their fate in the company. I would think they would have had to. And maybe they wanted to be arrested to bring attention to it. That could be. I just think they were way out of line. I'm on Google's side on this one. I'm often not, but this time I am. So on to the next story. And this one's about Meta AI. So I just said Meta AI is ready to give ChatGPT some competition. And this story I found on CNET. So let's go take a look. Meta AI joins Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Messenger. What to know? And they say joins. I gather they're including Meta AI in all four. The chatbot is being integrated as a feature across Meta platforms. Here's what we know. And this is by, I'm going to try this, Caitlin Chedowry. I think it's Chedowry. Chedowry. That's my best pronunciation. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. And this was from yesterday. So let's drop this into reader view. Okay, Meta AI, the company's open source AI chatbot, I didn't even know they had an AI chatbot, is being ramped up across Meta's platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp. Eagle-eyed users spotted Meta testing more prominent integration of the chatbot on April 15th, so 4 days ago, and Mark Zuckerberg just announced the official rollout has begun. Zuckerberg also announced that the chatbot is now powered by Llama 3. That I heard of. This is one of the most significant updates to the product since it was first released at the company's Connect event last year. You'll also be able to use Meta AI using Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, which makes sense since Meta has already begun integrating AI into the smart glasses as well as making them compatible with Meta platforms like Instagram. The one Meta platform you won't be able to use Meta AI is Threads. Here's what you can expect from Meta AI across your Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp accounts. Meta AI is Meta's ChatGPT competitor. You can now You can use Meta AI to generate text, answer questions, create images, and more. Meta claims that with this new update, it is the most intelligent AI assistant you can freely use. And I guess that's important because Chat is starting to charge in a lot of different ways, I think. Right now, or OpenAI is starting to charge for ChatGPT. Right now, it's powered by Llama 3, a text based generator, but Meta hopes that one day its AI will be able to do more advanced things like reason and code. And I don't mean to confuse people, not that all Chat BT is being charged for by OpenAI, but some levels of Chat GPT are being charged for. So I gather Meta AI wants you to realize you're going to get more for free with theirs. That's what it sounds like. And here's how the person generated said, make me an image of the Statue of Liberty. And this is what they got back. Pretty good, I'd say. And what I noticed, you're getting different views of the Statue of Liberty, different angles in any case. So I think that's pretty good. Here's an example of how I used the web version of Meta AI to create an image. It made me log into my Facebook account first, but the photos are pretty nice. I agree. Note the watermark on the lower left over here. That indicates it's AI generated. So pretty good, I'd say. You can test drive Meta AI for yourself using any of your Meta-owned social accounts, including Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp. You can also visit the new website for the chatbot. The recent updates make it easy to use Meta AI on the social platforms. I tested the chatbot from my Instagram account. Here's what I found. So I guess she signed in. And hi, Caitlin. My name is Meta AI. Think of me like an assistant who's here to help you learn, plan, and connect. What can I help you with today? First, it was super easy to find and chat with Meta AI. All I had to do was swipe left to my DMs, and the search bar at the top prompted me to open a new chat with Meta AI. I got to try that. There are a bunch of prompts that Instagram suggested I try out, which I did by requesting a poem for the day. More noteworthy is Meta's disclaimer that some messages may be inaccurate or inappropriate. Yeah, well, they all find that out, some of them the hard way, like Google. Zuckerberg called out in his video that Meta AI uses real-time information from Google and Bing to generate responses. Like any chatbot, it has some quirks and flaws. When I asked Meta AI when Taylor Swift's new album was going to be released, it gave me the correct date and time, but said the album would include 4 mystery bonus tracks. I read through the sources used to generate the response, and it seems like Meta AI missed the intended meaning of mysterious used in the context. So not quite a hallucination, but still not quite accurate, and you can see it here. Here's what she asked, when does it come out? Here's the answer. And at the bottom, it said including 4 mysterious bonus tracks. Oh, yeah, it doesn't seem like Meta AI understands what mysterious really means here. So I see the point. Perhaps what Meta AI will be the most helpful for is answering questions about Meta's own platforms. I asked Meta AI to write me an Instagram caption about dogs, and it delivered a substantive, wholesome caption complete with hashtags. I also queried when is the best time to post an Instagram story, and it gave me a thorough response about what Instagram recommended and tips for understanding my own audience and engagement. So it understands itself pretty well, I guess. So it sounds like it's okay, and I guess I need to give this a try. Let's see. Maitland said Google 100% had a right to fire them. Yeah, I agree 100%. Okay, so sounds like this. I've written a bunch of stories about AI, but I've kind of avoided using them. But I guess with this, and I'm going to have to, and with the earbuds, I'm going to have to start using some of this AI stuff. So Looks like I'll be joining in very soon. So let's drop this out. Nothing else new, so we will go on to our next story. And iPhone loses top worldwide shipment spot as Asian challengers rise. Samsung back on top. And I found this story on CNBC. So if it comes up, okay, there we go. Apple iPhone, get rid of this. Apple iPhone first quarter shipments sink as Chinese challengers rise. Samsung regains top spot. And this is from Sunday. And this is by Sheila Chang. Let's drop this into reader view, get rid of some of these ads. Okay. Apple iPhone shipments dropped nearly 10% globally in the first quarter of 2024, pressured by double-digit growth in shipments by Chinese challengers Xiaomi and Transsion, a report from International Data Corp showed. Apple shipped 50.1 million units in the first quarter, down 9.6% from the 55.4 million shipments in the same period a year earlier, a little bit of a drop, according to the IDC report. Among the top 5 smartphone brands in the report, Apple recorded the sharpest decline year on year. Samsung regained the top spot in the first quarter after losing the crown to Apple last year. That's right, I remember that story. With a 20.8% market share, shipping nearly the same number of units as last year at 60.1 million. Its market share was 22.5% in the first quarter of 2023, so a little bit higher than last year, just enough to pass Apple, I guess. Apple, which surpassed Samsung as the largest smartphone maker in 2023, so its market share dropped to 17.3% from 20.7% a year earlier. While IDC expects these two companies to maintain their hold on the high end of the market, yeah, I'd say so. The resurgence of Huawei in China, well, that's good for them, I guess, as well as notable gains from Xiaomi, Transsion, Oppo, OnePlus, and Vivo will likely have both OEMs looking for areas to expand and diversify, said Ryan Reese, Group Vice President at IDC Worldwide Mobility and Consumer Device Trackers. Xiaomi shipments rose 33.8% to 40.8 million units in the first quarter, while Transsion saw an 84.9% jump to 28.5 million units. Still not bad. Shenzhen-based smartphone maker Transsion, which owns the Techno, Intel, and Infinix brands, has quietly become the world's 5th largest smartphone manufacturer, according to several reports. Yeah, I've heard of Infinix. The other two I hadn't heard of. In terms of market share, Xiaomi 14.1%, Transsion 9.9%, and Oppo 8.7% bagged the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots respectively based on first quarter shipments, the IDC report revealed. And that's Brian Ma, I guess, the head of IDC. Xiaomi is coming back strong from the large declines experienced over the past 2 years, and Transsion is becoming a stable presence in the top 5 with aggressive growth in international markets, said Nabila Popal, research director with IDC's worldwide tracker team. Chinese smartphone giant Oppo shipments, however, declined 8.5% to 25.2 million in the first quarter. Tech giant Huawei and its spin-off Honor did not make it onto the top 5 list. They were the best performing smartphone brands for the first 6 weeks of 2024. That's good for them, according to Counterpoint Research. Apple has been facing pressure in China, particularly from Huawei, whose consumer business is resurging after the launch of its Mate 60 smartphone. Globally, total first quarter smartphone shipments rose 7.8% year over year to 289.4 million units. So there seems to be everybody's rising a bit, mostly. Recording the third consecutive quarter of shipment growth, according to IDC. So generally, people are selling more, I guess. This is a strong indicator that a recovery is well underway despite macroeconomic challenges, the research firm said. So I guess phone manufacturers are generally making a comeback. So let's get out of this one. Okay. I guess that's Renz. I think so. How you doing, brother? Glad to see you. Prayers are still with you, and I'm sure you're probably at work and busy. So glad you dropped in. And nothing else new, so I'm going to continue now. And of course, me being alone tonight, it's going to be somewhat of a quick night. So, interesting new Atlas. Atlas was Boston Dynamics' main robot. Well, they've got a new Atlas, and this one's all electric. So I said Boston Dynamics' new electric robot makes an impression. Again, Tech Radar. And this is by Lance Ulanoff, who writes a lot of their stories. Boston Dynamics reveals its most astonishing humanoid robot so far, and I can't stop watching it. All electric robot is more and less human than ever. So I'm going to drop it into reader view for now, but we'll come out of it to see this quick little video when we get down past here. So, oh, and this was from 2 days ago. Come on, reader view. It's being stubborn. Why are you fighting me? Okay, there we go. Boston Dynamics all but trademarked jaw-dropping robot videos with its hydraulics power Atlas robots dancing and parkouring videos. That's jumping and that kind of stuff. Now it's up the ante, and I'm scraping my jaw off the floor again after watching the brief introduction video for its all-electric and completely redesigned Atlas robot. And I'm going to show you that video in a minute. The all-new Atlas is Boston Dynamics' first all-electric humanoid robot, and the robotics firm claims it's stronger and more agile than all previous iterations. What jumps out at me in the video, though, is the robot's far more human-like body. And and see, before when I put it in reader view, the video didn't show up, but this time it did, so that's good. Where the hydraulics-based Atlas always looked charmingly like a mashup between a linebacker and some scaffolding. Well, it did kind of look like some scaffolding. The new Atlas is much more in the vein of Tesla's Optimus, that's true, and Figure AI's Figure 01, don't know that one, quickly shifting the legendary robotics company back into a pole position in the growing humanoid robotics race. Yeah, sounds like there's a pretty good race among these big companies. What stuns here, though, is not just the robot's looks, it's how the new Atlas moves. So I'm going to show you guys this video. It's only its legs back. Watch how it stands up. Okay. And now it turns around and faces us. That is pretty cool. And that's the whole video. So he describes it. The clip starts with the new Atlas motionless and splayed out on the floor. It lifts its two legs up and rolls them back until they're in a position no human who is not a contortionist could easily match. Well, that's true. With both feet planted on the ground, the new Atlas rises up from the floor, but with its chest, head, and legs facing away from the camera. First, the head, which has a circular glass panel for a face, spins around, and then each leg rotates at the hip to face the camera as Atlas effortlessly walks forward. Finally, the torso spins around under the head until the entire new Atlas is facing the camera. And I don't know if you noticed that in the video, when it did turn, the legs turned face and it started walking before it completely turned the torso. So that was kind of different. Yeah, no human being's going to do that. As Boston Dynamics notes in the release, Atlas may resemble a human form factor, but we are equipping the robot to move in the most efficient way possible to complete a task rather than being constrained by a human range of motion. Well, yeah, that's obvious. It can move any way it wants to, pretty much any time it wants to. Atlas will move in ways that exceed human capabilities. Yeah, we've already seen that. Giving Atlas superhuman capabilities that include more strength and the ability to move in ways we can't is all about efficiency. Humans are constrained by their physiology in ways that robots don't have to be. We joke about people keeping their heads on a swivel to remain aware of their environment, but robots can literally do this. Boston Dynamics continues to focus on bipedal robots because it believes it's a useful form factor in building robotics to work in a world designed for people. It's unclear if the shift to all electric augurs it's unclear if a shift to all electric augurs a similar change for its popular Spot robot, the one that looks a bit like a dog, which currently uses battery power and hydraulic actuators. Just to start, even though Atlas now looks more human, it's still a long way from commercial or consumer availability. Its initial test bed, according to Boston Dynamics, will be with company investor Hyundai. In the months and years ahead, we're excited to show what the world's most dynamic humanoid robot can really do in the lab, in the factory, and in our lives, notes the company in the release. On the back end, the new Atlas will be powered by, among other things, the company's latest AI and machine learning. When it places robots in factories, Boston Dynamics ensures that the programming knows as much about the factory as possible so the robots can work independently and safely. Well, that just makes sense from the programming point of view. The dawn of a new Atlas does mean the sunsetting of the beloved hydraulic-based robot, though. That's the old one. And he's going to talk about the video. I did not watch this one yet, so I guess we'll watch that one. Boston Dynamics gave the original Atlas a sweet send-off with a video recounting its successes and numerous gaffes. If it's short, I'll play it. For every time that Atlas successfully completed a parkour routine, it also tipped over. Now, every time it jumped or something like that. It also tipped over, face planted, and spectacularly burst a hydraulics line. The video is funny and a loving tribute to a robot that's captured the imagination of millions of viewers. All right, let's take a look at this. See if it's short enough to let you guys take a look. So this is the highlights of the when they're retiring. And we've seen lots of these kind of videos. Okay. All right. So they're giving us the highlights and the lowlights. This is good. Pretty good walking across those rocks there. I remember that. I remember that one too. Interesting. That's cool. That's not pretty cool. At least they show us the good and the bad. That was good. Of course, if I could talk and see me, they'd probably say at 79 you have no place to talk, and they'd probably be right. All right, I'm not going to play the whole thing. Anyway, it's a fitting way to end one chapter and launch this new one with the all-electric Atlas. Sure, we've only seen 30 seconds of movement, but I'm sure we'll soon see this more personable robot dancing with Spot, black backflipping off ledges and parkouring its way into our hearts. Anyway, if you guys want to see that whole video, you can always go to uh, go to Tech Radar and check it out. Or you can probably go to Boston Dynamics site and check it out. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting article about the new electric robot. So let's get out of here. Okay, nothing new here. So I'm going to go to my last story. 8 of Samsung's 2-year-old gadgets are getting the latest AI features. Okay, I'm guessing that's from you, Renz. Yeah, that's from you, Renz. Thank you so much. As always, you're very faithful, sir. Appreciate it. All right, on to my last story. And this was on Tom's Guide. And I think it's good that the older galaxies are getting some of the S24's AI stuff. Major One UI 6.1 update with the Galaxy AI is coming to all of these Samsung's phones. And these, like I said, these are 2-year-old phones. Now, I already have them on the S23, which I have right here. It's one of the phones I took to work today. What I'm going to try to do is, after we get to this article, we'll see what the AI features are, and I'm going to try to make a video showing as many of the S23 Ultra using those features as I can, letting you guys see that it has come down from the S24. So this was by Dave Leclerc, and this is from 3 days ago. You can add the Galaxy S22 lineup to the list, which is good. So let's drop into reader view. When Samsung launched the Galaxy S24, the company released some exciting new Galaxy AI features that really changed the phone's capabilities. However, older Samsung phones were left out in the cold for a while. That's changing, though, as the firm announced plans to expand Galaxy AI features to the S22, Z Flip 4, Z Fold 5, and Tab S8. The move isn't a huge surprise, as we recently learned that even older phones like Samsung Galaxy S21, which I also have, would get Galaxy AI with some limitations. I have the Galaxy S21 Ultra. So it makes sense for the phones from 2022 to get the new feature. Too. This expansion supplements the update that gave Galaxy AI features to the S23, and I already have them on there. I haven't used them on the S23 as yet, so that's why I'm going to make a video. Which devices are getting Galaxy AI? In total, Samsung is rolling out the Galaxy AI update to 8 devices released in 2022. All of the major phones and tablets are covered, so if you purchased a new phone 2 years ago, you should be getting the new goodies. Here's a complete list. S22, 22 Plus, 22 Ultra, Z Fold 4, Z Flip 4, Tab S8, S8 Plus, and S8 Ultra. So everything. The Galaxy AI features are coming with the One UI 6.1 update. Samsung says the update will drop early in May, so a few weeks. So owners of these phones and tablets won't have to wait too long to get play with these new features. Which Galaxy AI features are coming? It looks like Samsung is bringing all of the major Galaxy AI features to the S22, Z Flip 4, Z Fold 4, and Tab S8 series of devices. If you're excited to try out Circle to Search, Chat Assist, or any of the other features Samsung has been showing off for the newer Galaxy S24 phones, you'll definitely want to snag this update as soon as it launches for your device. Here's the full list. Circle to search with Google Chat Assist, Interpreter, Live Translate, Note Assist, Transcript Assist, Browsing Assist, Generative Edit, Edit Suggestion, and AI generated wallpaper. So I'm going to try to make a video with at least the first 7. Maybe I won't do the last 2, but like I said, I'm going to try. So by next week, I'm going to try to give you guys a video showing all of these things that have come down to my S23 Ultra. And maybe when it comes to my S21 Ultra, I'll let you guys see that too. But just wanted to let you know it will be coming. The update only has one feature missing, instant slow-mo, and I think it's hardware related that it can't. It appears that the older processors in 2022's devices can't handle the load it requires. Yeah, it makes sense. While it would be nice for all the features to come, Samsung is going above and beyond by offering this many new features to older devices. I completely agree, so it's hard to complain. We've even tried out a number of Galaxy AI features with the Galaxy S23 Ultra, which I will, and found them to work just as good. So, just wanted to let you guys know, if you've got an old S22 gadget, the AI features are coming. So that's it for tonight's show, folks. That's all my stories for the evening. Let's stop screen. And Ren said, have a blessed weekend, everyone. And you too, sir. Prayers are still with you, and we're hoping you have a beautiful and wonderful weekend. So, guys, Ted did not come in this week, but hopefully we had a pretty good show, and hopefully you found something in the articles that you found interesting. And I will see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a very blessed weekend. And let's always remember we all do better when we love each other. See you next week.